Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Uncommentary. 1-1, the T20 series up and live and running. Narayan, what a superb fight back. Ishan Kishan, take a bow.
Oh, it was wonderful to see such a youngster coming up the ranks. Two youngsters making their respective debuts yesterday for India. Surya Kumar Yadav and Ishan Kishan. Unfortunately, we could only see Ishan Kishan bat, but it was a fantastic innings, no doubt. He took his chances, it clicked, and some of the shots were just beautiful. It was good to see him come into form, score a 50 on his debut match, and help India level the series at 1-1. But yeah, it was overall a very good performance. It was actually the carbon copy of what exactly England did in the first
Yeah,
match. So it was just a reversal of the results.
right. I was about to say, after the debacle in the first match, where India were in all sorts of troubles, lost few quick early wickets. The ball was not coming onto the bat as Shreyas Iyer was saying in his very methodical 50 runs that he scored. But he and Hardik Pandya, and they steadied the ship before before the fall of wickets yet again, and India just managed to score a subpar total of 120 odd, and England eventually managing it really well by just losing 2 wickets. But then yesterday, what we saw, a good fight back, as you said, and such a treat to watch Ishan Kishan. My dad told me that he saw some glimpses of Quinton de Kock in Ishan Kishan's batting.
There's some grace associated with these left-handers, right? They all tend to be beautiful to watch,
Yep.
like
We have yet
Ganguly,
another Rishabh
Gilchrist,
Pant.
Rishabh Pant,
Yeah.
Matty Hayden.
Yep.
So there's something with left-handers. So I think that just rubs out. It's something beautiful, which
Yeah.
it's unlike a right-handed batsman who you could see a little bit of effort going into the shot, but for a left-hander, it generally comes gracefully. But yeah, no
Yeah.
doubt it was a wonderful innings. And
Right.
India in the first match tried to do exactly what England did yesterday. Only thing is
Hmm.
India couldn't execute it, and England executed it.
Yeah.
So
Right.
from the ball one, they just went for the shots, irrespective of whether they were going to be losing wickets or not. But when they lost wickets, they just tumbled down and then they couldn't come up. Yeah, I mean, Shreyas Iyer and Hardik did give us a bit of a stability, but then I think by that time damage had already been
Yeah. Now, quite a few interesting things to talk about in the first two matches. The most important of all, resting, resting Rohit Sharma, and then playing with your opening slot, giving Shikhar Dhawan one opportunity, and then replacing him with Ishan Kishan. And I'm glad that it worked. But the other batting partner, they need to, ask serious questions about KL Rahul.
if you look at the depth of the present Indian team, I think there's not much cause for concern except for the way the teams are being selected. So it was very surprising that Dhawan was definitely given a call back as well as KL Rahul. But I'm not surprised at KL Rahul's inclusion because Virat generally favors KL. But Dhawan being included was quite a big of a surprise. And you could see how Dhawan ate up nearly 2 overs at the start to score just 4 runs. He just couldn't handle Mark Wood's pace of 150 clicks, and it was a blind swing of the bat to just get himself bowled. And
Yeah.
KL Rahul as well looked completely out of touch. So,
Mhm.
yeah, Rohit being rested was a surprise, but it's okay. I mean, you need to give your bench strength a run at the internationals because
Yeah.
this is the last international series for T20 before the World Cup, which is starting later this year.
Yeah.
And one may argue that IPL is coming, but then IPL, each player plays for their respective team under different strategies. It
Hmm.
may not necessarily be what the Indian team needs, and I think the team needs a sort of a bonding and an understanding of what their role is before they come into the World Cup. So I think this was a very good platform to give Ishan Kishan and Surya Kumar Yadav their respective debuts, and let's see how they perform for the remainder 3 matches. And yeah, Rohit is definitely going to walk in place of KL for for the next match.
Yeah. For me, you cannot sit out your vice captain. For me, that's the thing. If Rohit Sharma is the vice captain, he has to be in the team. Or they, what I feel, and I was discussing with my friend Atul, that it's high time that they include us and give opportunities to youngsters to be the deputies to Virat Kohli. Yes, no doubt Rohit Sharma is one of the the better cricketing brains that Virat Kohli would need to support him in his leadership. But we need to give the youngsters a push. Someone like Shreyas Iyer, who's been touted like the next captain of, or at least vice captain in the shorter formats, or they must play the vice captain in all the games. This is what I feel. And you cannot leave your vice captain out. You may juggle around with other players, shuffle around, before the big World Cup. This is, I believe, the right opportunity to test out the bench strength.
So I completely agree with you, Dev. But if you recall, there was a phase, I think 3 years back, 3.5 years back, when Rahane was the vice captain for the Test team and Kohli was the captain. And there were 2, 3 series where Rahane was taken on tour as the vice captain, but wasn't given a chance to play a single match.
Yeah.
It was only the captain on the field. So I was with the same view that how can the vice captain not be in the playing 11?
Yeah.
Then it's high time that you need to change the vice captain to someone else if you feel that he's not
the right
meant to be a vice
support
captain.
you. Yeah.
He is not, a vice captain is not supposed to be. This is not a Davis Cup, right? It's not a non-playing captain or non-playing vice captain.
Yeah, true.
So I completely agree with what you mentioned over here. But thankfully, those times have changed. But then, Rohit being rested was just to see and test his bench strength. He's definitely coming back for the next match. So it's a good idea to give your vice captaincy to the younger players, someone like Shreyas. But then it's just for 1 or 2 matches. You don't need to change the deputation and change the vice captaincy, because everyone knows the purpose by which the team is changed, and you generally would not drop Rohit from any of the international games for India as long as it's
100%.
just a series wherein you can try on something like combinations and different bench strength people.
Yeah, but then what that gives is, it gives you the opportunity to try out the best bench strength, as we are talking about. That's why we saw the likes of Ishan Kishan and Sky playing this match. I'm just waiting for him to play one of the matches and we get to see his batting prowess and see how he can do wonders in the 2 T20 games to start with. And you never know, we might have somebody like Rahul Tewatia play, give a guest appearance in one of the matches. Fingers crossed, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Now, moving on to the upcoming matches, the remainder of the 3 series. Your strategy, what would India be looking at? Of course, winning the series, but when it comes to team compositions and looking to build up for the World Cup, what do you reckon?
I think India would like to change the venue. I think they would be bored by now of seeing and playing in the.
They are.
There are
they're going
2
to
Test matches and 2 T20s, and remainder 3 also being held there.
Bubble,
but if you look at but if you look at the overall head-to-head of England versus India, I think it's still 2-1 in England's favor, because England legends won against India legends the other night.
Okay. Oh, that way.
So it was fond memories to see Sehwag, Sachin, Munaf Patel all bowling, Yuvraj batting, and KP batting, Matthew Hogarth bowling, Monty Panessa bowling.
Amazing, isn't it? So team compositions, do you feel the likes of Rohit Sharma coming in and Shikhar Dhawan getting any other opportunity at all, or no?
I don't see Dhawan making a comeback in this series. Rohit will definitely be walking in for KL Rahul, unless Virat feels otherwise. So it's going to be Rohit and Ishan at the top, or maybe they could try Rohit and Sky to give him a chance of the top order bat. Because if you just look at Sky's position in this batting lineup, I don't see him coming up. There's no space for Sky at the top of the order because primarily there is no space. There's no requirement. Our requirement is predominantly for the top order and not for the finishing. But for
Yeah.
a team to come down that low and to have Sky means our top order is definitely crumbled. So it will be an added advantage to have Sky at the bottom, but then you're
Mm.
wasting his talent at the bottom of the lineup. So
Yeah.
uh,
Actually, a very uncommon opinion. I think Virat won't change the combo. I mean, won't change Ishan, won't lower him. I think he'll keep him at the top because of last night's innings. Maybe open him with Rohit Sharma and Sky. I think last night why Yadav wasn't allowed any higher position was primarily because of inexperience as compared to Rishabh Pant and Shreyas Iyer. So that's the reason why I felt that they were given the opportunity rather than somebody like who's playing their first T20.
I think Shreyas Iyer has just saved his spot by that 50 in the last match.
Oh, I think
Because
he's a far better
I
player
think
than him being
that's the
it.
only spot that Sky could maybe come up and take up. But I don't
Okay.
see any other spot available for Sky as of now.
Yeah, but then Shreyas Iyer, I think he's our number four batsman in this format. You can rely on him as the support with Virat Kohli at number three. Coming to Virat Kohli, what an amazing not out innings last night. I mean, give a good fight and a good comeback after a series of ducks. I think he created an unwanted record, I believe, with the highest number of ducks as captaincy any Indian captain has made. That's his dubious record now.
Yeah, 4 ducks in 5 innings.
No, I think
Last,
he's got 14 ducks in total as a captain.
but
He
his
just
last 5 matches are 4 ducks in five
yeah,
innings. So.
yeah. I mean, but I was talking about overall.
Okay,
He
okay.
just surpassed Saurav Ganguly. He was equal with Saurav at 13, but now he's at 14. Number three is MSD with 11 ducks. So a lot of ducks, quacks. So
Over
yeah,
the last 1.5
amazing,
years,
amazing batting. Yeah,
over the last 1.5 years, you could see that pandemic is challenging, and I guess Virat is taking it a bit easy on himself. Uh, Players are performing, but he's kind of more focused on his family and his newborn pre and post. So you could see he's just ensuring that the team does not rely on him completely. Because as age catches up, it'll be tough for him to bring out performance after performance on a regular basis. And when we're not used to this performance gap, right? It's been 18 months he scored a century. So, but last night he had luck on his side. There were a few streaky shots, outside edges, flying off, no balls, and yeah. But it was a good innings nevertheless with 72 not out, I
yeah,
believe. Yeah,
yeah.
73 not out. Yeah.
Mm, yeah. It would boost his confidence. It'll do wonders to it because no doubt he's a great batsman. He just needs that kick to come back and feel his worth in the team along with his captaincy, that he is contributing and he loves such challenges. He wants to see himself perform at the highest level and keep on doing it game after game. That's what champions are made of.
Yeah, you can't keep him off much, right? I mean, he's always in the camera frame, if not for the first ball, for the second ball. And you could see how he was so sad to see the umpire's call standing against Ishan Kishan's dismissal. His hands just went up and rested on the
Yeah.
helmet. He just couldn't believe how unlucky was that. And
Yeah.
even when Pant comes in and whacks a good six over deep
Yeah.
mid wicket, his hand went all around the shoulder, and they were like
Yeah.
chit chatting as though they're standing on the side of a beach.
Yeah.
So
And as a player, you would love to see that the captain at the opposite end is enjoying your innings. It gives you added confidence.
yeah, yeah, It's very important that the team bonding has to be there. Otherwise, no matter it puts an added pressure on you. For one, because of lack of poor performances,
Yeah.
maybe poor fielding, drop catches, maybe you being a batsman, you're not able to bowl as well. So you really need to go back to the drawing board. And now I think Pant has really taken off from where he is from the test matches, and even that reverse sweep of Jofra Archer in the first T20. I
Wow,
mean,
that was an
Anderson was
amazing shot.
audacious. What was this? Anderson was just a boundary. This was a six.
Yeah, and I saw in the replays, not in the replays. In fact, they were showing it live, and after Jofra's over, he went to fine leg to his filling position, and they were showing this on the big screen. And the moment it landed outside the playing area for a six, Jofra Archer did this for Rishabh Pant. It is so amazing that even the bowler acknowledges that. And James Anderson had this reaction. So all these things, you you are changing the game so much that even the opposition can't deny, can't stop acknowledging. So that's the beauty of Rishabh Pant's game now. Moving on. Yeah. Sorry, you wanted to say something.
No, not at all. I'm just saying it's just a joy to watch.
Totally, yeah. Okay, moving on to our Q&A, questions and answers, where we answer your questions.
Dave, I have a question for you. What do you see England changing coming into the final three matches of the series? Do you see Tom Curran's inclusion in the second T20, or Moeen Ali's exclusion in the first two T20s, or after Mark Wood's super performance with the ball, touching 150 clicks constantly in the first T20 and not missing out on last night's match? How do you see England approaching for the remaining three matches of the series?
Oh, for sure. They'll continue their rotation policy. It'll keep on going. So I don't see them settling into one team in across the three matches. They will shift and shuffle in all the three matches, according to me. I see Moeen Ali playing one match, despite Rashid's good performance with the ball, because Moeen Ali adds the batting all-rounder, bowling all-rounder aspect to it. Tom Curran would go out, according to me. Mark Wood, of course, very good bowler. As you rightly said, hitting 145 to 150 consistently in all your 4 overs is remarkable, isn't it? So I see him making a comeback. And I would love to see Sam Billings play, given a go for at least one match. He's an exciting wicket-keeper batsman. So those are the three players that I feel they should get a chance in the three matches.
Oh, by the way, Sam Billings is their vice captain?
Again, see the same strategy. Vice captain sitting out. Okay, so who do you see from the Indian side? Who do you want to see in the Indian side making the cut in the at least in one of the matches?
So I think Natarajan is slightly unfit
Injured,
from what I hear. Yeah, injured.
Yeah.
Varun Chakravarti has failed the fitness test, so these two are definitely not going to be making the cut. Compared with the very good. I mean, I would love to see Deepak Chahar come back into the fray, because he's been a consistent opening bowler for T20s as well as for Chennai Super Kings. But apart from him, I myself don't see anyone, because Natarajan, I believe, is slightly unfit / injured, and Varun Chakravarti is also injured because he's failed the fitness test twice. So I would have loved to see these two come in as well, but apart from the rest of the squad, I can only see Deepak Chahar, in my opinion, which I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I would love to see Rahul Tewatia play at least one game. That's for me. Other than that, I'm happy with this lot. Really happy that Sky and Ishan Kishan got the opportunity. Uncommon opinion again, Narayanan. And we thank all our supporters, Sushil, Ankit, Mandar, Salman, Shubham. Thank you for your comments and feedback on the videos and the analysis. Keep those wonderful comments coming up. And I thank you again, Narayan, and thank you, people,
Pleasure,
and
pleasure.
see you later.
Loving
Yep,
it.
bye.
Bye.